Spain will win the World Cup final. Laporta said it. Now let's talk about it. Laporta was standing on Fifth Avenue in New York City, microphone in front of him, and he didn't hesitate for a second. Spain will win. We have the better team. That's the president of FC Barcelona speaking publicly about the World Cup final between Spain and Argentina on Sunday. Not a diplomatic prediction, not a careful hedge. A flat statement of superiority about a match involving a player, Lionel Messi, whose relationship with Laporta has been publicly complicated since they parted ways in 2021 under circumstances that neither man has fully put behind them. And then he added something that landed differently, something that, given everything this tournament has already produced in terms of officiating controversy, is going to be discussed for days before the final whistle even blows on Sunday night at MetLife Stadium. If the referee imposes himself, Spain will have more chances of winning, but the referee must impose himself. There it is, the president of one of the most powerful clubs in football, whose academy produced 3 of Spain's most important players in this tournament, telling the world that Spain's chances of winning depend partly on how firmly the referee controls the match. Not saying the referee needs to favor Spain, but publicly identifying referee control as a factor in Spain's favor, in a tournament that has been consumed by refereeing controversy from the first week. Within hours, that quote was everywhere. And then, just before this video was recorded, FIFA made the announcement everyone in football had been waiting for. The referee for the 2026 World Cup final between Spain and Argentina at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey on Sunday has been confirmed. Slavko Vincic of Slovenia. Let's break down everything going into this final, piece by piece, because there is more layered context heading into this single match than any World Cup final in living memory. Start with the confirmed facts about Sunday's match, because the football itself deserves to be the center of this story, before everything surrounding it. Spain versus Argentina, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Sunday, July 19, kickoff at 6 in the afternoon local time. The first World Cup final to feature back-to-back reigning European champions on one side and back-to-back World Cup defending champions on the other. Spain won Euro 2024 in Germany a year ago, beating England in the final. Argentina won the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, beating France in what was widely described as the greatest final in the tournament's history. Both sides reached Sunday through the same path. Spain beat Morocco in the quarterfinals and France in the semifinals, with France coach Deschamps questioning publicly whether the referee in that match had the level required to officiate a semifinal. A comment he immediately tried to soften by saying he didn't want to look like a sore loser, but that couldn't be unsaid once it was out. Argentina beat Egypt in the quarterfinals in circumstances that consumed football media for days and resulted in multiple official complaints. Beat Switzerland in the semifinals with their own separate controversy over a disallowed goal that Murat Yakin and Ramon Freuler both spoke out about publicly after the match. Argentina go into Sunday as the slight favorite in most bookmakers' markets, driven partly by Messi's extraordinary individual tournament. His 8 goals make him the leading scorer in this World Cup, and his 21 career World Cup goals make him the all-time top scorer in the tournament's history, a record he broke definitively during the knockout rounds. He has also surpassed the all-time record for assists at World Cups, with 11. He is 39 years old. He has been on the bench for 1 match in this entire tournament, the 3rd group game against Jordan, and has produced performances that have generated the kind of universal agreement that is rare at the top of the sport, that whatever you thought about the best player in football history before this tournament, what he is producing now, at this age, in this competition, is extraordinary. That word is Joan Laporta's word too. He used it specifically to describe Messi's campaign, which makes his broader comments about Spain winning and the referee needing to impose himself even more interesting. The Barcelona president, who parted ways with the greatest player in the club's history, who has spent years on record saying the decision not to renew Messi's contract was correct, is now standing in New York in the week of the World Cup final, describing Messi's tournament as extraordinary while also predicting Spain win. That's a layered position to hold, and Laporta is not a man who says things carelessly. Here's where things get interesting, because Laporta's referee comment, taken in isolation, has a perfectly legitimate interpretation. Argentina have made it to the World Cup final with a physical, aggressive, experienced style that puts maximum pressure on officiating. They commit fouls in waves. They surround referees. They use Messi's presence to draw free kicks in dangerous positions. They have received more penalties than any other team across the last 2 World Cups combined. 8 in total, 5 in Qatar and 3 in 26. A referee who imposes himself, who manages the physical intensity of Argentina's approach firmly from the first minute, does create a different match environment. That's not a conspiracy theory, that's a tactical observation from someone who follows football closely. But the timing of the comment, in the middle of the most disputed World Cup officiating story in decades, gives it a charge it might not have carried in a different tournament. Egypt's coach said FIFA wanted Messi to stay in the tournament. Switzerland's coach questioned the penalty that knocked them out. Deschamps questioned whether the referee who managed France's semifinal was at the required level. And now Laporta, whose club players formed the spine of Spain's squad, is publicly flagging referee control as a key variable in Sunday's result. These comments don't exist in isolation from each other. They arrive in sequence, each one adding weight to the next. Now, let's talk about the referee himself, because that appointment is the most significant breaking news of the day, and it deserves proper examination. Slavko Vincic of Slovenia is one of Europe's most experienced officials. He has been on the FIFA elite list for years and has previously refereed Champions League knockouts and major international matches across multiple international tournaments. He is 51 years old and has spent decades building a reputation as a firm, authoritative match official who is comfortable managing high-pressure environments. His assignment at this World Cup before Sunday includes 3 matches. He refereed Brazil versus Morocco in the group stage, he refereed Jordan versus Algeria in the group stage, and he refereed Mexico versus Ecuador in the round of 32. The match that drew significant attention because Vincic sent off Ecuador defender Piero Hincapié under the new rule against mouth covering, the so-called Vinícius law, making it one of the most controversial referee application stories of the tournament. The Yahoo Sports piece that confirmed the English referee exclusions also confirmed something that is now circulating widely. English referees Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor are banned from officiating any England matches at this tournament. They are also banned from officiating any Argentina matches, due to the tension surrounding the Falklands War in 1982. That protocol has been in place for many years and was applied regardless of whether England made the final. But in a final that involves Argentina and in a tournament consumed by officiating controversy, the explanation for why certain referees were never going to be in the frame has now been spelled out publicly in a way that generates its own discussion. Vincic was not subject to any of those exclusions. He is the man in the middle on Sunday. Think about what that means in practical terms for both sides. Argentina's coaching staff will have studied every match Vincic has refereed at this tournament in detail. They'll know his tolerance levels for physical contact, his tendencies around penalty decisions, his willingness to use the yellow card early to manage a game. Spain's staff will have done exactly the same. Both sides will arrive on Sunday with specific tactical plans that account for who is holding the whistle. That's how knockout football at the highest level works. But it's also worth looking at the actual football picture, because Sunday's match is genuinely intriguing on its own terms, without any of the surrounding context. Spain are the better team by most objective tactical measures. Their possession-based game, built around Pedri, Dani Olmo, Gavi, and the electrifying Lamine Yamal, has been the most aesthetically complete football of this tournament. Yamal, who turned 17 during this tournament, has been the revelation that everyone predicted and nobody quite believed would arrive this fully formed. His goal against France in the semifinal, a curling left-footed strike that gave Marc-Andre ter Stegen no chance, was one of the moments of the tournament. He has 5 goals and 7 assists across the competition, numbers that would be extraordinary for a 25-year-old, let alone a teenager playing in his first major tournament. Laporta's claim that Spain have the better team is defensible on these terms. Spain's defensive structure under Luis de la Fuente has been the strongest in the tournament. Pau Cubarsí, at 17, the youngest center back in World Cup semi-final history, has been as composed in an Argentinian final as anyone could reasonably have hoped. Their goalkeeper Unai Simon has made 3 saves in the tournament that shifted results. But Argentina have Messi, and Argentina have a system built entirely around protecting Messi and creating the space and time for him to operate at his own pace. Scaloni's tactical genius at this World Cup has been the construction of a team where everyone understands their specific job, which is to make Messi's work as simple as possible. Julián Álvarez provides the relentless pressing and the intelligent movement. Dani Fernández provides the midfield dynamism and the late runs. Rodrigo de Paul provides the combative protection and the connection play. The entire system has a singular logic: get the ball to Messi. Against Egypt, it produced a 3-2 comeback from 2 goals down. Against Switzerland, it produced a scrappy but effective victory through 2 moments of Messi brilliance that settled a match Argentina never fully controlled. Against England in the semi-final, it produced Messi's 9th goal of the tournament, a finish of such technical perfection that even England's players appeared briefly to forget they were supposed to be preventing it. 9 goals, at 39 in his last World Cup. Here's the bigger picture that Sunday represents. This is the first World Cup final between Spain and Argentina in either nation's history. Spain have won the World Cup once, in South Africa in 2010, beating the Netherlands 1-0 in extra time with Iniesta's goal. Argentina have won it 3 times, 1978, 1986, and 2022. If Argentina win on Sunday, they become the first nation since Brazil to win back-to-back World Cups, and Messi goes alongside Diego Maradona in the specific category of Argentinian players who won multiple World Cups. If Spain win, they complete a remarkable generational transition, winning a World Cup with a squad built almost entirely from players who weren't born when they last lifted the trophy in 2010. Laporta knows all of this, and when he said Spain have the better team, it's worth noting that he made that statement while also praising Messi's tournament as extraordinary. He's not dismissing Argentina. He's making a tactical judgment that Spain's collective quality, spread across 11 players and deeply embedded in a system, is greater than Argentina's system, even with Messi operating at this level. The referee comment sits alongside that. If Vincic controls the physical side of Argentina's approach, the narrative goes, Spain have more room to express their football. If he allows Argentina to impose their physical intensity unchecked, the final becomes a different kind of match. Whether Sunday produces a clean, beautifully refereed final that settles purely on footballing merit, or whether it produces another chapter in the officiating controversy that has defined this tournament, nobody knows yet. Vincic has a reputation strong enough to be trusted with this assignment. The scrutiny around the final, given everything that's happened in the weeks leading up to it, will be higher than any referee has ever faced at a World Cup final. What do you think? Does Spain have the better team, as Laporta claims? Or does Argentina's specific combination of system, experience, and Messi at their absolute peak make them the favorites regardless of playing quality? And the harder question, does the referee appointment change how you feel about Sunday's result before it happens? Or is Vincic simply the right man for the most important match in football? Drop your predictions in the comments. The final is 48 hours away. If this breakdown gave you the full picture of everything going into Sunday, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want the coverage all the way to the final whistle at MetLife on July 19th.